Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be discussing A-Level History Option 1C, the Tudors. In today's video we're going to be discussing Henry VII's foreign relations, as also referred to as foreign policy. France and Brittany. In 1487, the French invaded Brittany, and they looked like they were going to take over. Henry summoned Parliament to request extraordinary revenue to pay for an army against the French. This is because he felt obligated against the Bretons because they had helped him in the past, and feared that France would have great control in Europe. 1489, the Treaty of Verdun was signed, which meant that Anne of Brittany would pay for a small English force to defend Brittany. However, when the English army had arrived, Anne of Brittany had surrendered and married Charles VIII of France. In 1492, Henry launched an invasion of France, which ended up in the French wanting a peace settlement, which Henry used to sign the Treaty of Etaples in November 1492. Under this treaty, Charles had to withdraw support for Perkin Warbeck. He had to pay a pension of £5,000 per year and also pay compensation for the English army. Netherlands. The majority of English trade exports went through ports in Netherlands, such as Antwerp and Bruges. This was important for Henry to maintain peaceful relations with the Netherlands so that he could maintain his trade. However, Margaret of Burgundy, she was the sister of Edward IV and Richard III, wasn't a big fan of Henry, obviously because Henry VII defeated Richard III to become king. She paid for many rebellions against Henry, such as funding people like Perkin Warbeck and the De La Poles. And in 1493, Margaret of Burgundy enlisted support of the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian, which led to a trade embargo on Burgundy by the English, which then hurts in the short time and arguably does the English more damage than it does the Netherlands. However, when Warbeck left Burgundy, tensions eased. The trade embargo ended with Intercursus Magnus in 1496, and the Intercursus Malus, also known as the Treaty of Windsor, in 1506 was introduced, but it was never implemented, and the intentions of it were to deepen trade relations. Spain. Spain were a powerhouse in Europe. They signed the Treaty of Medina del Campo in 1489 with England. This treaty meant that England and Spain would support each other in conflicts, and also agreed not to harbour any rebels or pretenders to the throne. There was also a marriage arrangement between Prince Arthur and Catherine of Aragon. Catherine of Aragon, you may know, pretty famous. She did end up marrying Prince Arthur initially, but after he died, she then married Arthur's younger brother, Henry VIII, who we're going to talk about when we discuss Henry VIII. This marriage arrangement promoted international peace and security. It also meant that the Tudor dynasty was greater recognised. However, the royal marriage arrangements were a bit bumpy, because the marriage agreements were finalised in 1499, but the marriage happened in 1501. As already mentioned, when Prince Arthur died in 1502, Henry suggested Catherine to marry his other son. However, she lost interest when Isabella died in 1504, but that didn't stop Henry VIII from marrying her. And in 1506, Joanna and Philip of Burgundy, they were shipwrecked in England, and Henry forced the monarchs to sign the Treaty of Windsor / Intercursus Malus, which was mentioned in the previous slide at the bottom, to restore trade. Scotland. Scotland had some positive and negative relations during Henry's reign. Between 1485 to 95, their relations were relatively positive, also probably could say cordial. However, in 1495, King James IV of Scotland went to Warbeck Refuge there and encouraged Warbeck to enter into England with a small Scottish force. In 1497, as a result of the Cornish Rebellion, which the Scottish inadvertently caused, the Treaty of Eighton was signed to make a peaceful truce, and after 1498, James IV revoked support for Warbeck. And in 1502, the Treaty of Perpetual Peace was signed, a marriage alliance between Scotland and England, with Princess Margaret, Henry's daughter, and James IV being married. Okay, so that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you all have a great day.